Bronny is declaring
Yes.
for the draft and also entering the transfer portal. It's a LeBron question, so we're going to start with you, Matt. What's your reaction to that?
I think he's probably going to go back, right? I mean, he didn't have the greatest freshman year.
No, he did not.
I think he can be a good NBA player. I'm not one of these guys who are like, I always feel like a little weird about the people who like really want to make a point about how much Bronny sucks. And it's like, okay, they're not, it's not like people are talking about him like a potential top 5 pick right now or anything. I'm a little worried that in a weak draft class, with the situation being that if you draft Bronny, do you get LeBron? Well, I'm sitting here at 25 and I'm a contender. I'm going to roll those dice. Why not? Sure. And then Bronny's like, I'm going to take advantage of that now and I'm going to come out and we'll just figure out the development later. I don't know if that would be very good for him. And more importantly, I honestly think that once Bronny is in the NBA, LeBron's retirement could very possibly be imminent. And I want to see if he can get to like 23, 24, 25 seasons. His big thing, it feels like, that's left to do is play with his son, which would be just such a ridiculous accomplishment and the ultimate cherry on top to the best career ever.
Yeah.
So I want Bronny to be good. I'd like him to take him a little bit longer in college, so we maybe get a few more LeBron years. And I think it would be better for him, to be completely honest. Although, how high you would draft him? I was actually thinking about this a lot today. How do you think that situation would play out? Let's say that Bronny is coming out, which I think he won't, although I guess I don't know. It's just a gut feeling. Let's say that he comes out this year. How does that go down? Is it LeBron trying to like pull the strings to get him to LA, or is LeBron then going to wherever he goes? Because I don't think LeBron wants to leave LA that much, but it doesn't really make sense for Bronny to like go there. I think that would just be such a disaster. And it's almost a shame. Like, personally, what I want to have happen is one of these contenders to be like, we're getting Bronny, and LeBron, you got to come here. And then he goes there, and then, we get ring number 5. And
they hold Bronny hostage, man.
Yeah, I don't think anything like
him.
that is going to happen, dude. I just think it's too much of an unknown. And I really don't think it's like if the Utah Jazz were like, we're going to overdraft Bronny, LeBron is not going to play for them. I don't think he's leaving LA. I think
But what if it was a good team?
Overdrafted,
and what if it was a later pick? I don't think it's that crazy. I don't think it's a crazy idea at all. I know people will be like, I'm going to spend the number 1 over pick on Bronny. It's like, okay, that's not going to happen.
Not going to happen.
But in a really bad draft class, and this is a really bad draft class, if you're a contender sitting at like pick 28 or pick 27, or maybe, I don't know, maybe you're like the Thunder and you have 1 million picks or whatever, and one of them's kind of late. And the overdraft isn't like a lottery pick, but it's like high second or late first when maybe he's more like a mid-second guy. I think that's totally worth it. And I would really consider doing it if you honestly thought you could get LeBron to go there. Or you honestly thought that maybe you could get the Lakers to overpay to get him because LeBron wants him, but I don't know if they'd be willing to do that, or if they'd be like, dude, screw you. We're not doing that. I just think it's an interesting situation.
I feel like that would be more likely. Like the actual Bronny hostage situation. Like, okay, you got to give us 2 firsts to get your son so you guys can play together. But it's still just like too weird. I don't know. We've never seen anything like this.
But it's like LeBron is like kind of like he gets the GM stuff and he could just go wherever and play for minimum because he has like $1 billion, but he really wants to be in LA. Like, I don't know, man. It's just it'd be a great drama segment.
It would. I don't think anybody is drafting Bronny and then getting LeBron is what I'll say. And I think doing that would be a mistake.
I mean, the issue I take with that is I just think that Bronny is not an NBA player. I'm not hating on him. I don't think Bronny is remotely close to being a rotation player in the league today. And so the fact that we're pitching him playing with LeBron, the key word there is playing. If Bronny gets drafted by any NBA team, he's going to the G League. Bronny is not ready for NBA basketball.
That would be the funniest thing in the world. It's like the Thunder draft him. finally LeBron goes over there for the minimum and they just send him down.
I mean,
Yeah,
he's
well,
just,
that's a great point,
yeah.
Logan. That's a great point. He is 1,000% go. If he stays in this draft, which I don't think he'll do because he's simply not ready, he is going to the G League for 1 year, if not multiple years. And so then LeBron's not playing with him. It's just like he's in the same state. You know, it's like, oh my God, the Warriors took him. Yeah, with the Santa Cruz Warriors, maybe a couple hours away. It's not really the same draw.
Yeah, I mean, I just think he needs a few more years to get better in college before even if he's, because I'm telling you, like, he's not an NBA guy right now. I think he needs a few more years to marinate, and then, and don't get me wrong, too, I think it would be super cool. Like, Ken Griffey Jr. and Ken Griffey Sr., it'd be awesome. I mean, it would just fill your heart up. I mean, it would be so awesome to see the two on the court together. I mean, I feel like it's everybody's dream, man. You get to play with your dad. That's awesome, dude. That's so much fun, but Bronny has to get leagues better. And I think the best thing for him is leave USC, get out of the spotlight of California, go somewhere where you can get legitimate real reps in playing time. I'm talking
USC sucks though. USC
yeah,
sucks.
and that's what's crazy too, is it's like USC's not that good and Bronny's not exactly. Like Bronny I think needs to go somewhere else and just get burned, man. I don't think he's remotely close to the talent or caliber of being drafted or just skill level at this point in his young career. I just think he needs more time. I do want to see them overlap, though. I think, we've been talking about this for so long. This has been a story for, 3-4 years now? Like, I would feel a little bit shortchanged or a little bit robbed if we don't ever get the overlap. But I just think the primary issue is just the fact that Bronny's not anywhere close to being ready for the league yet.
Yeah, I agree. And I don't think that he has that great of prospects as an NBA player long term, to be honest. Like, I don't want to rule it out, but he needs to develop significantly more in college. And, like, you see moments from him, right? I would say that he's a pretty solid point of attack defender. I think he's a capable decision maker. He's been a decent pull-up shooter this year. He's also been an awful shooter off the catch. He's got decent size for a guard. He's a decent athlete. But, like, in terms of NBA traits, there's nothing that Bronny is really doing as a high level as a prospect right now. So if he grows into a more significant role and it's like, okay, we see this guy really has pick and roll chops and that playmaking gets better and that pull-up shooting becomes a consistent weapon, then maybe it could happen. But right now it's like he's just kind of an okay college role player for a school that wasn't even good. So to draft him at this point, it would just be nonsensical. It's like you're talking about years of development that would just be better spent in college instead of like, oh, I'm going to be a G League role player. It's like, no, try to develop your on-ball game. Try to take on a more significant role somewhere in college.
Yeah, I can't disagree. It's going to happen, though.
You think it's going to happen that they play together? Dude,
I think
let me tell you something.
Actually, I do think they're going to play together. I think I don't disagree with anything we've said here about like the ridiculousness of, okay, well, Bronny is like not even close right now. I think he could get there. I think luckily he doesn't have a play style that's like, dude, you need to be kind of more of a connective piece at this point, and you're not that. Like that's the one thing. It's not like he's like just an inefficient shot creator where it's like, it's really not going to fly.
For sure. He's got the right mentality as a basketball
player.
But
I think if he gets even close, man, and LeBron is still kicking in like 3 years, let's say he goes through all of his college, and yeah, dude, I think LeBron will be like, please get him in the second round, and we're gonna play a few games. I do.
That would be awesome, but I do not want Bronny to come out this year for that to happen. I want LeBron to stick around as long as possible, man. Let's get 24 years of Bron, bro, and then he'll be the GOAT indisputably, and I'll be happy and I'll embrace that because I just love basketball, man. At the end of the day, and that's why I'm better than everybody else in the GOAT debate because I just love basketball.
Can't we just say that they're kind of all the GOATs in their own way?
Well, they're the GOATs of everything. Think about it. Tim Duncan is the GOAT because he stayed with one team for his whole career and is the ultimate winner. Bill Russell is the GOAT for the same reason. Kareem is the GOAT because he changed his name. Charles Barkley is the GOAT because he told people that he's not a role model. Why can't we just appreciate all of them?
Dude, what if the real GOATs were the friends we made along the way, fellas?
I'm starting to think basketball fans don't even like basketball, man.
Dude, on God. On God.
Yo, this was the funniest season ever, bro. I swear. All right, enough of that.